Hi, welcome back to Zoke. When we started all of these tutorials, we were talking about how using Arduino to control something crazy like an LED, something very simple like an LED. But then we move up to something more complicated like an actual appliance, in this case just a blinking lamp, which I'm going to turn off now, it's getting kind of annoying. We can control it using the Arduino. And right now it's just on, the power's going, but let's say we wanted to program it for another thing. Maybe, for example, we wanted to program it to come on at a certain time of night. When the light's too low, the light will come on. Or let's say that if we had a motion sensor and this was outside our front door, when we walk by, the light would turn on. All of that comes down to one basic component, some sort of controller like this. So in this build, we're going to talk about how you can connect to things using a relay. In this case, a lamp, but we could connect to anything that uses a high amount of voltage. If we had something that was 220 volts, it would fry the Arduino. So we needed a way to connect it, and that's the relay switch. Now, seeing as this is one of the most complicated builds we've done so far, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. The first thing we need to do is just find an old lamp, which I found here. I had this years ago, and I had it at my old apartment, decided I didn't need it anymore, and so I'm turning it into a project. And what you'll need is a pair of wire stripping pliers and a cord, the cord that goes with the lamp. And you'll just cut one part of it open, splice back the edges using your wire splicers, pull it out, and now you have two cut out wires. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a relay, and on the back side there's three parts to it. We're going to use two of them. It doesn't really matter which ones. We'll stick the wire in there. And then tie it down tight on it. And when you do this, because we are cutting a power cord that we actually aren't supposed to cut, we need to make sure that none of the copper wire is sticking out of there. Because it's exposed wire, if something was touching that, it would easily cause a short. And so we want to be very safe with this. As you work on it, you're responsible for your safety. Okay, and I've tightened that side down, so now I have a relay attached. And this relay is what the Arduino is going to control, turning it off and on. From there, I just need three male-female jumper wires. Doesn't matter the order, just plug those in there for now. And then we'll need our Arduino. Alright, once we plug those into the relay, each one is marked where it should go on the Arduino. My side, the right side, is going to pin 13 on the Arduino. That's called the signal, and what it's doing is running a signal to this, telling it when to turn on. The middle one on mine is running to the 5 volt, and that is powering the relay. And then the next one is running to the ground to complete a circuit. Alright, from there, the first thing I would do is just plug this into your Arduino, or into your laptop, to test that your circuit works. Now you hear mine clicking, you can see the light turn on. It's going off and on, off and on, off and on. Okay, I'm going to upload the new program so it slows down a little bit. And now it's going to turn on for a second, turn off. We're testing it without it actually being plugged into power in case something goes wrong. We want to make sure that our relay is actually working. Now a good rule of thumb when you're plugging this in is not to plug it straight into the wall. If you plug it into a surge protector, it can just protect things. The surge protector will block a short. I'm going to plug it in. Got me a handy dandy extension cord here. And there we go. Now I know this is very rudimental, right? It's turning the light on, turning the light off for a second. But like I said at the very beginning, we could make this more sophisticated and program it so it comes on a certain time, at a certain light in your room or outside, with motion. There's so many different things. The basics here are talking about this relay. And the relay is important because this lamp is being plugged into a wall outlet, which would fry my Arduino, my computer, and so many things if the voltage wasn't protected. And so this allows me to connect to high voltage appliances, control them using the Arduino. Alright, last thing for us to take a look at is the code. Come on, let's go. Alright, we're looking at the program called Basic Relay. And this is super basic. The only difference here is now we are using a relay. And this isn't even a code. This is just what I've declared the variable pin 13 to do, to represent. And this is like the very first program we ever ran. I'm saying that relay is an output. I'm going to turn it off and on. I'm going to turn it on for a second, turn it off for a second. Code's super simple. Upload it, and yours will work the same way. As one last reminder, safety is super important. Make sure that you're testing things before you're plugging it in. Safety is your responsibility, so please take care.